The Timberwolves taking on the Trailblazers. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, they pride themselves on each and every step that leads to victory. The preparation, the focus, the sheer will. Each game a new opportunity. It's an NBA afternoon game here on this Thursday. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Thanks very much. Now, Anthony Simons came in as a shy teenager. He said, people here have seen me grow up. Even those around me tell me, man, you've come a long way. You're becoming a man now. I'm coming out of my shell. I've grown a lot, and I'm out of the quiet stage. Now, I'm much more talkative. Kevin?
He is, and his game, David, speaks volumes by itself. David, thank you. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Underneath in the post, Towns and Gobert. Sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniel. And it's Conley in at the 1. And for the Trailblazers, Nurkic the pivot with Grant at the other post spot. At lead guard, it's Lillard with Simons by his side. And it's Thibault in at the 3, the small forward. GA, something that's kept Portland from getting over the hump is their defense.
Kevin, their defensive grading hasn't been pretty for several years. It's a point of emphasis for the Blazers going forward. Shore up the D and try and take that next step.
Tip-off goes to Minnesota. Conley kicks to McDaniels. Pass to Edwards. Back to McDaniels. Shot clock at 5. And a missed layup.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
And it's Simons missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
McDaniels with the ball. Can't get it to fall.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Pass to Lillard. And rejection by McDaniels.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
Team foul.
Greg, when you watch Anthony Simons play, you can see the burst he has on the ball.
And that goes for him attacking the rim and rising up for a shot. Impossible to stay in front of him with that quick first step. And with his skill and athleticism, boy, the sky's the limit.
He's off on the first. Last season, Clark, the Timberwolves snapped a 3-year playoff drought.
An important milestone for this squad, Kevin. I mean, it shows they're ready to compete in the postseason. That's huge and speaks to just how far this team has come.
He hits the second from the line.
And we see Portland revamping on the fly. A lot of changes, but it's not a rebuild. This new look roster hoping to keep the Blazers relevant while also giving them a greater upside long term.
To the middle. Here's Conley. Shoots over Lillard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Damian Lillard.
And for years, Mike Conley had an interesting title. The best player to never make an All-Star game. Well, that changed in 2021 when Conley was named an All-Star.
Minnesota shooting their first free throws of the game. And he makes the first.
Still a solid point guard in this league. When Conley is healthy, he makes a considerable impact on both ends.
For the Trailblazers, Eubanks, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Reddish comes in for Matisse Thibault. And it's Sharp in for Anthony Simons. Timberwolves also changing it up. Reed, he's checked in for Gobert. Anderson comes in for Towns. And it's Taurean Prince in for McDaniels.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
The pass to Sharp. Reddish with the ball. To the inside. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds to Portland. I'll retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Little's checked in. Noel, he's checked in for Minnesota. And the replay demonstrating once again how aggressive that defense was.
I tell you what, early in a game, these kinds of plays can really set the tone.
There's 38 seconds left in the first. Here's Lillard. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And there's an edge to Lillard's game. He's fearless, and you can see it when he's finishing in traffic.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Off target from outside. For Portland, they've gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Goes up the baseline. They get it back. Lays it up off the glass.
Excellent activity and timing on the offensive glass. That's how you get extra possessions.
And here's Edwards from the arc. And no good in the last second attempt this time. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Trailblazers. They lead by 3. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
It's dance time in Portland. Here.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, and you know, when a team establishes an edge on the glass early, it really sets things up for the rest of the game.
Well, if there's one thing, Greg, that defines a modern NBA big man, it is mobility.
And they've got to be able to move their feet and really play in space. Otherwise, they just can't stay on the floor in today's game.
Nurkic the pivot with Grant at the other post spot. Sharp out there with Anthony Simons. And it's Reddish in at the 3. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks very much. Now, the Blazers missed the playoffs last season for the first time in almost a decade. Coach Billups says, it's been a lot here so far, but I just know that I'm built for this. This is what I do, and it gives me the opportunity to stand up as a man to show that I can lead. I'm ready for it. Kevin?
I think he is, and he's embracing the challenge, which is fun to watch. David, thanks. And Portland making a change here. Watford's checked in, and the Timberwolves also making a change. Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Edwards. Conley, the pass to Towns. Right side, Conley. 59 seconds left to play here in the half. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A nice shot by McDaniel.
Man, he's a pure point guard with terrific vision. Conley finds open teammates at times before they realize they're open.
And that was the Mobile One drive. Well worth a second look.
And the awareness of his footwork and body on that drive. Wow.
Grant outside. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. You know, Greg Anthony, people talk about Jeremy Grant as a scorer. But what about his passing?
Significantly better moving the ball along. He's leaving no stone unturned as he looks to maximize his abilities.
Shooting 2. The free throw drops for Grant.
You know, when it comes to the Minnesota Timberwolves, for so long, they've struggled to be competitive. But recently, I think they've started to turn things around. I mean, they've got a nice core. They got a taste of the playoffs recently, and now look to build on that.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Nasir Little, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Matisse Thybulle comes in for Sharp, and Lillard subbed in for Anfernee Simons. And Grant drops them both.
You know, the first thing that jumps out at you when you look at Grant is his athleticism. I mean, this guy's a terrific dunker and finishes well around the basket even when he doesn't dunk.
We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's McDaniels. The rebound by Grant. Trailblazers leading by 3.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here. Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Noel passes to Reed. Shot on the wing. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Trailblazers lead by 5. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
For your Trailblazers, you stand.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. In the first period, their biggest lead was a slim 3 points. Taking a look at the Trailblazers, Kenny, what's yours?
There's been a ton of energy in this building tonight. And the way this one's going, they're going to need the energy down the stretch. It's a tight ball game, and their fans know how to give them a lift when they need it.
How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
With how they're shooting, it's a miracle they're still in this game. There's still a whole half left to play.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
Fans, having a big round of applause.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers.
And you look at the young talent the Blazers have, a nice young core group that can grow. Simon's the big name from that group.
And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. Sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniel. 2 big men inside, Towns and Gobert. And it's Conley in at the point. Conley for 3. That shot off. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. And Simons and Little Greg, a pair of names Portland fans are definitely excited about.
And they've shown that they can be valuable players. Portland got a lot younger with the trades they made last year. Now they have to have that youth develop.
Clock is at 3. Simons. Rebound, Minnesota.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Out to Edwards. Passes to Gobert. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Capable of finding his open guys. Edwards getting better at improving his overall floor awareness. Nice to see.
Pass to Thybulle. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Pass to Lillard. And he gets the jumper to drop.
And part of what makes Dame special, he can pour it in working off the ball. Rare to see a point guard who finds points without the rock in their hands.
Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. Rebound by Nurkic. Trailblazers leading by 7. Grant the pass to Simons. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's McDaniels. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Grant. Offensive rebound. Towns with the defensive effort. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We come back right after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Timberwolves trail by 7. Reddish out there with Damian Lillard. Then it's Little. And it's Watford in at the 4 spot. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. And for Portland, they're shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Out to the right wing. Here's Lillard. Count that one. Lillard's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers.
And there's such an edge to Lillard's game. Dame doesn't care where he is on the court. He's going to get buckets.
That was a second look at our Mobile One drive. Amazing control on display.
And trying to extend this lead, no better way than playing north and south, getting after it.
Now here's Prince. Defense is right there. And that one, good.
Boy, just a nice quick decision that time in the screen and roll by Prince. I like that decisiveness there.
Now the pass to Little. Back to Lillard. Here's Eubanks. Guarded by Reed. Kicks it out to Lillard. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Little. No good on the shot. So Minnesota will take it the other way.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
It doesn't look good, even with a quick bucket here.
Here's Conley. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal it.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
3-pointer, Lillard. Reed with the rebound.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yep, I agree with you. Chalk it up. W in the bag.
Here's Edwards. And it's Portland with the rebound.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Lillard outside. So the Trailblazers win it. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Dane, how much do you challenge yourself to provide that scoring to get this team over the hump?
I mean, coming into the game, I know I'm going to get a lot of attention.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and